Hello everybody, welcome to the YouTube video. I'm Robelle, Autonomy, and today we are reacting to another Zenless Zone Zero video. Today we're going to be looking over Banyue's EP, and it's just titled I Ask, which that goes crazy hard. Now I'm really curious about Banyue's trailers essentially because Banyue is a character steeped in controversy, but not the regular kind of controversy. There's nothing wrong with the character, it's just community discourse as per usual. But there are guides out saying that he's not as powerful as people would like to be, and as we all know, when it comes to gacha games, a lot of players tend to only care about meta, and so we have this character that's not a super duper fan service female girl hot character. He is a big robot old guy. He's on status, alright, and then also now he's not, the most powerful thing known to man. So now this character is basically a hard sell, especially being right before the Void Hunter patch. He's literally the banner right before Yishun Blanc, and so we're what kind of cooked is if you want to be a Banyue fan, it feels bad. But we have his demo and his EP to sell and convince the remaining players that have not yet decided. We have these very important trailers because these are gonna be the way the devs convince the fence sitters, the people that have not decided yet, which he's already a top sell, is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying this is like slander or anything. I'm just really curious because they have to go hard on these trailers to really convince people to pull this character. At least that's how it seems in my head. I want to pull him, but I'm poor. I lost my dial-in 50/50, so I just don't have pulls left. So we're gonna be looking at Banyue's EP. Regardless of if I pulls or not, though, I am gonna throw a couple pulls down his bad air, maybe a couple 10 pulls, we'll see. But I am very low on Cartoon. But let's hop right in this. It is an EP. Normally I go over the videos frame by frame, but when it comes to the EP, they are music videos by heart, so we'll watch it over first without pausing. We'll just enjoy the music, kind of see the storytelling, and then we will go over it frame by frame after. And I do recommend you guys stay for I want to go over it frame by frame because there is a lot to learn. These trailers have so much work put into them. We find all kinds of little lore details and little cool animation snippets that the normal consumer will not be paying attention to, and it lets you appreciate it more. It's the long story short. So let's hop right into it. Without further ado, I have done a 2-minute intro. I'm already milking it too much. Let's take a look here. Alright, here we go. I ask. Let's turn on the subtitles. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. No way. Marcel Group? Oh shoot. And they're covering the top of their head. Wait, is that Sunbringer? Oh my gosh, wait, we got throat singing? Oh my gosh, the art's gorgeous. Wait, is that a model? That's 3D. Oh shoot. Oh no, this goes crazy. Why are the subtitles so high quality? What is happening? Oh my goodness, wait a minute. It says an EP like the highest quality renders they could ever make. That model is like 10 times better looking than the actual in-game model. It's like the Unreal Engine 6 running this. What the heck am I looking at? Yes, the nose joke, by the way. Flipping Unreal Engine 6 is not a thing yet. What am I looking at? Oh my goodness, he's aura farming. No, wait, this is so sick. Wait a minute. Oh no, he's got the hardest EP. Wait, this one's crazy. Oh, and immediately onto the playlist. This is like some super lock-in music. Oh my goodness. He looks so sick. Look at the wires. This is crazy. It's not even like, he's not even like crazy animate. He's literally just standing there, or it's like he didn't even animate the model. It's just like the camera panning around him in a still pose, and then them adding crazy effects on top. Whoa, this is... No, I can avoid using see my fill. It's sweeter, bitter words gonna bring disaster. Banyue is such an interesting character, so seeing... Like, this is like his internal struggles. Man, we're doing it in the subtitle, this is crazy! No resolution? Oh my goodness. He's gotta meditate, he's gotta lock in because he has too many internal struggles. Is everyone's past? Oh my gosh. The balls, they're coming. I just realized what I said. Oh my goodness, he's so cool. I wish I had pulse. But the mountain GZZ is like it's non-stop back-to-back peak characters. And I'm unlucky in this game. I keep losing my 50-50s. So it's literally just despair back-to-back-to-back. It's like I don't have enough pulls. Oh my gosh, the martial arts. It's not even like crazy animation. They're just like, no, look at the sick model we made. It's fire, isn't it? Oh my gosh. That's the ultimate. By the way, we have played Banyue in the event. He is so sick. Which one is me? Oh my goodness. Okay. That was so... Like, you never see anything like this in the gacha space ever. I gotta get that beach up again. Oh, it's so tough. What the heck? Ask the world. I mean, the world did not approve of Banyue at first. If you haven't done the new story yet, which a lot of people haven't because, you know, parts of it aren't voice acted, just know Banyue. I won't be going too in-depth into his story details. I don't want to spoil stuff because of that reason. Oh my goodness, the thought singing is crazy! Alright, crank that up, hang on. Oh my gosh, they flipping cooked like no tomorrow. This goes crazy. Please, however, give me an early S rank and let me win my 50-50. I'll throw pulls at his banner, but I don't have enough for him and Yi Sung-Gwang. So I'm begging you, let me have this the flipping cool robot guy. Anyway, let's go over the stream my frame. Gosh dang, that was... It's like flipping... You don't see this in gacha. You never ever see... Like, it's always like anime music, and then like, you anime girl being cute, or being cool, or being epic. Never aura farming of this level. But even like Hugo Vlad, it wasn't even like, even not even his EP, his EP was amazing. But his demo, right? His aura farming was him being stylish and stuff. We haven't had anyone that's like so tough, so like sick, that they just gotta sit there. And it's enough. That's all he did this day. That's all he did. He just sat there. And then flipping this, he got me crazy hype. That's crazy. Anyway, let's go over this frame. Now, we're not gonna have to go over it frame by frame super crazy like that because, well, like barely any of this is flipping. Barely any of this is flipping animated. This part here, I mean, it's a walk cycle. Like it's not very subtle. Like you can see the movement's not too much. It is really enhanced by the dust particles they're putting in the foreground. Now, I really think this is Sunbringer. There's not too much animation to go over because it's just him like sitting there and then the camera panning around him because that's all he needs. He just has that much aura. By the way, if you are on the fence about Banyue or you're like, I'm not convinced, I don't like him because he's not strong enough. Please, the event is out. There's an event in-game, but it's technically a little slightly story spoilers. But it's also an event, so it's lore that doesn't matter. You just button mash through the dialogue and ignore that. You don't need to worry about it. And just play Banyue in that event. You get to try him out. Oh my gosh, that character is so peak when you play him. I was going crazy. I was button mashing like no tomorrow. Anyway. Look, he's all destroyed. But then this subtitles being like... I think this is like... what they're saying and then it's just translating into English in real time. They got like color coded and everything. This is crazy. So, drifting through life without truly grasping the path between spirit and body. And I guess that kind of lines up with this character because he's a intelligent construct, but he's not like the other ones. And I really do. Again, play the story when you get the chance. I'm hoping they add the voices, the voice acting. I'm hoping they add that in. I'm really hoping they add that in when I'm really hoping to add that in with 2.5, but we'll see. But if not, I still think it's worth playing. About 65 to 70% of it is voice acted. It's just kind of like, it's not in chunks. It's literally like, it's like splattered voice lines everywhere. So like in this random, it'll be like one sentence where it's all voice acted, and then it's voice acted this sentence, and then the next dialogue box it's voice acted, and then after it's not voice acted. It's weird. But Banyue is a character that's like, there is a slight disconnect between him and his body, and that's kind of what this is pointing at. Between his spirit, because he's, as an intelligent construct, right? You know, you have to wonder, do robots have a soul? Right? Are they determining whether they should be treated with, with human rights, essentially, whether you consider them a human or not, is something that's a huge part of Banyue's story. And it's really interesting because when you look at robots, right, it's like, at one point, do we consider an intelligent construct, fully sentient, deserving of human rights? It's something that Zenless actually poked a little bit at in the story quest. So seeing that Banyue is as part of his internal struggle, very, very interesting. Goshing, this model looks crazy. The art style is very arcane. And whether you like League of Legends or not, I think we could all agree Arcane, the TV show, looks amazing visually. And like seeing like it's like kind of realistic, but it feels hand-painted at the same time. It's this nice in-between. It looks so good. Now this part is crazy! So it zooms into what is basically his heart. And inside his heart is destruction. Absolutely destroyed buildings. Right here, the spark of wisdom, desire, and greed rules the paths of the mortal realm. Spark of wisdom, desire, and greed. So wisdom, desire, and greed is what rule the human realm. And you know what? This is supremely true in the world of Zenless Zero. Alright? Those are truly the factions that are, essentially vying for power. Right? Zenless Zero isn't just a story about, religious nutcases, which, despite what some people might want you to think, because the main bad guys, at least for Season 2, is the Exaltists, right? They're not actually just the main bad guys, though, right? The whole point is, everyone is the bad guy in Season 2 when you look at it. Like, the corporations are bad guys, even the regular people, a lot of them are scam artists. Not everyone, right? But the whole point of Season 2 has been pushing that even in evil there is good, and even in good there is evil. And that is kind of the big kind of theme of Season 2 that I've been noticing, at least. Like, you see the corporations, right? And it's like, oh, this corporation is so evil. This darn Porcelumex, they're just people buying for money. And then there's like, a little hint of good in there with some of the members of campus, but also, and I say some of the members of campus, so when you play the story, you'll understand what I mean. But, some of the members of campus, along with even like Damien, right, he turns out to be not that evil. He's just somebody that's looking for personal gain. And, looking for personal gain, and, that's not exactly inherently evil. So, there's that. And then even with the, the regular citizens, the city folk, right, the people that get involved, a lot of them end up getting into, some deep waters, and then some of them just are full-on traders selling out to these companies and such, and some of them don't have a choice. And so Season 2 has this really interesting kind of outlook. If you don't view things in black and white, good and evil, and everything, there's a lot of gray area in Season 2, and I feel like that's why a lot of people are having trouble engaging in the story. And so seeing Banyue seeing his EP just directly call that out, hey, everybody in the mortal realm, they want wisdom, they're greedy, desire is running rampant. A person who walks the line between good and evil. And that is also applying to Banyue. He is a character that, while he is good by nature, at least from what we see, he feels that he is evil inside, and there is a lot of internal conflict due to him thinking that he is evil. Can be hard to judge as either. And also another thing is Krampus. This word was like activating all of my sleeper agent memories of the story here. But for Krampus is a faction of judges inside Tops. So seeing that Banyue is having trouble judging others really goes to show that he is meaning in to take that role, because while it's somewhat story spoilers, they already spoiled it in the gym marketing. Banyue is a member of Panthis, not Youngkui Summit, which is very, very surprising to me. because he is introduced in the story as a character from Yunhui Summit. But when they just marketed him, he has the Krampus logo all over him, and so when you play the story, you'll learn why that is, although they really don't jump too deep into it. So I'm hoping that there's a little bit more of a transition to it in 2.5 story. Otherwise, I don't know what they're going for, but we'll see. The Game Awards trailer did indeed have a... It did indeed have some cutscenes with Dylan and Banyue, so I'm hoping that they show up in 2.5. If one has attained his soul, why worry about the right and wrongs of this mortal coil? Very, very interesting. I'm trying my hardest not to just spoil 2.4 here. Although I imagine if you watch this far in, you probably played 2.4 already. But looking at this here, if one has obtained his soul, this is posed more as a question, at least this first half here. Then here it's more of a statement, so it transitions away from question. But here Banyue is essentially saying like he doesn't know if he has a soul. And that's honestly very, very true. Okay, we're only 46 seconds in. The lyrics are so important. Thank goodness I turned on the subtitles. Ask the world. Yeah. Enter the cycle. No resolution. Interesting. I wonder what they mean by enter the cycle. Like, enter the cycle of humanity, join the people, or is it more of just the cycle of internal conflict? Someone's destiny, sever one's past. Look, he looks so sick. Okay, seeing the arms come out. I mean, like, again, not too much animation to judge here. They really just want maximum aura farming. Now, okay, we can go over this here. This is some high quality, like, VFX going on. So, here we have the 3D model, and then we got a 2D animator to hop in and 2D animate. Or these aren't just like drag and drop effects. Right, this isn't your After Effects or your, VFX where you just put in... I mean, the VFX are themselves very, very hard. But this is an extra step rather than generating some fire. Someone went in and actually handed you every bit of fire here, and that's why they're all completely different frames. Now up here, these are VFX. That's VFX fire. The breathing is the... That's hand-drawn. This is less hand-drawn. At least, let me take a closer look. Okay, those are definitely... That's like smoke effects, particle effects, fire effects. It could be just in engine. Like, for all we know, they're just... This is all an Unreal Engine render. That could very well be the case. Unreal Engine is not just used for game development, despite what people think. It is at its core a game engine, but it actually has a lot of uses in the film industry. So I definitely recommend looking that up. They use it in a lot of really, really cool things, especially for, just filming with like a big LED screen behind the actors. They use that instead of a green screen, and they just rig the camera to track with Unreal Engine, and so the camera kind of moves around, and using the tracking they're able to change the perspective of the screen to match the actor to make it look like they're filming in a real location. Anyway, that's not related to this one. I just wanted to spew some extra VFX knowledge I have. But definitely, I mean, I do these reactions where we go over everything frame by frame because I want people that watch this, that don't look at this stuff with crazy detail, to kind of not look at everything with crazy detail the same as me, but then just at least, try and think about it a little bit more. Think about, okay, what went into making this? Because it's such an interesting thing. The amount of work people put in to make these trailers, to make these movies, to make entertainment for you to enjoy in your day-to-day life. Making entertainment it's such a huge workload. It is such an artistic and important aspect for people. Do not let your entertainment just be slop for you to consume. You gotta think somebody worked hard to bring it to you, in the same way that somebody worked hard to make food accessible for you. Right? Farmers made your food, and you don't think about that. You just go to the market and buy it, right? Or maybe not just farmers, but all kinds of different, lines of production bring things to you. And it's the same for entertainment. It's the same for gacha games. There is a huge workflow behind these. And oh my gosh, flippin', there is animation for me. Okay, so first off, the crazy transforming thing, but they're just destroying it with blur. Because he's so hot, he's literally augmenting the camera. And I don't mean like hot as in sexy hot. I mean like he's literally on fire. The heat is warping the vision. When you know it's a hot summer day and you look in the background and the world is wavy, that's you seeing the heat waves. And that's what's happening here. He is lighting himself on fire. He's igniting. And so everything is distorting because that heat is just too much for the camera. At least that's my interpretation of it. That is more generally an artistic thing. But you can see it's like coming out like exhaust. Yeah, you can see it's wavy here. And then over here it's clear because, you know, the fire is coming out of his arm here. But on his upper arm, on his bicep, on his elbow, it's not as apparent. Oh my goodness. Wait, they're doing crazy stuff here. So, oh my gosh, okay. I guess there is frame stuff for me to go over. So this is why I usually go over stuff frame by frame first. Because I was actually completely wrong, but there's a lot for me to go over. So okay, once again, all the 2D effects here hand-drawn. But what's really cool is, so the eye effects, this glow in the eyes, that's hand-drawn as well. And it's desynced from the model. It's moving at a different frame rate than the model. See, look, if we go here. Alright, so... see, both the eyes and the model move up. And then there, boom. The model moves up, but not the eyes. And then here, the eyes move up, but not really the model. And that desync kind of makes it look smoother. And the reason is because there is always something moving. When the model isn't moving, the eyes are moving. And when the eyes aren't moving, the model is moving. And it kind of creates this kind of smooth effect, but it also makes it seem a lot more cool from an artistic standpoint because this is kind of jitter that you don't really notice when you're watching, but it is subconsciously being consumed in your head, and so your brain melds the two together to make it feel smooth. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Also, impact frames, you love to see those. It's really interesting how they're doing the impact frames though. Oh, wait, he's morphing into a flippin' monster! Oh, that's so sick. Also, I really like that they're really showing off that Banyue has teeth underneath his, essentially, inside his face. It's like a mask almost, and it flips up and shows the teeth. And so he looks really calm and collected when the side panels of his head are, you know, are closed. But when they open up, it shows his teeth, and he looks a lot more menacing with those in there. And if you think about it from like an in-world design perspective, like the person that designed this purge unit, this dangerous robot, they wanted this thing to scare people because those teeth do not function, they don't move. They're just there for aesthetics, they're there to scare whatever enemy he's fighting. It's to strike fear into their hearts. Which makes you think, because if he was designed just to fight ethereals, ethereals aren't exactly fully sentient, at least as far as we know. At least as far as we know. If they are shown to be sentient later, we might have a crazy morality thing happening. And that would be very, very interesting. But, I mean, some have been shown to have some form of sentience. For example, the Hattie that was in Lucia's story quest. So it really makes you think anyway, what I was saying here is, if Banyue was built with intimidation in mind, and, you know, ethereals can't really be intimidated, was he really built to fight ethereals? Or was there something more sinister for this model of robot, or this model of android, this purge unit? Was it really designed to fight ethereals? Or was it designed to fight people who would be scared of this very scary teeth? Oh my goodness, look at all these extra frames on this one punch. I didn't even realize that's some random guy getting absolutely decked. That's not even an ethereal. That's not an, that's a guy. Oh, he's died. Who is that? Who are we killing? Oh my goodness, there's so many effects on the screen. I really don't know what he's fighting. Who is that? What is that? Maybe that's a... If I had to guess, Defense Force soldier, like the infected ones. The miasma ones. Maybe that? I don't know, that could just be some guy that just cooks now, I don't know. Okay, no, I think it is miasma infected soldier, okay. Unwittingly following. Oh my goodness, he's such a cool looking character, guys. Like the model is just standing there. They're just animating fire on top of him. Wait, then the fire is 2D animated. It is some really, really high quality effects work they got going on here. Even the transitions, like they're doing blurs, they're doing smears, they're doing all this crazy stuff. Like, look, this is a thing that was up this time in Zenless Zone Zero. If you want to watch their GMV, their official game music video they did for the main theme song, it may spam this effect every 2 milliseconds. It's too much on the eyes. But here it's really, really tasteful. I love it. Basic cartoon is if you fall from grace. Sever your demons if you're not pure. So yeah, it's meditation. He's really locking in on like what he wants to do. Now, whether he fully believes what he's saying internally or not is, you know, up to interpretation. Now, what did that say? No one can avoid getting stained and filthier. In the world of Zenless Zone Zero, it is a very dark and bleak world. For a game that is so happy-go-lucky, or a game with so much fan service and such cute-looking characters, there is an unwittingly insane amount of despair and hopelessness in the world of Zenless Zone Zero. But that is why I love it, not because of that hopelessness and despair, but because, despite that hopelessness and despair being ever so prominent, the characters step forward and they live their joyful lives, trying to continue normalcy, struggling against this, you know, overwhelming anxiety that is there that we can't avoid. Their future is very, very bleak, but the characters continue to live and to be happy and have hope, and I love that message. Despite everything, they have the courage to laugh in the face of adversity, and I love it. Sweet or bitter words can bring disaster. That is true. Basically, I mean, it's an easy interpretation, right? I feel like everyone understands that, right? Sweet words can still bring devastation because people can be brought down when they realize those sweet words are either not true or, you know, they had sweet words that made them happy and then now the person that gave them the sweet words is gone, or, you know, so and so. And then bitter words, it's obvious why that would bring, you know, despair. Gosh dang, this is so sick. It's like nothing but it's like watching the Iron Man suit. It's like watching the Iron Man suit like slowly, you know, like show up. It's flipping, revealing itself. But it says Banyue aura farming like no tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what this is representative of. I don't know what the marking is around the arm. I'm sure there's some kind of, you know, referential things to like real religions or something like that. But I can't read this, I have no idea. Righty wrongs, humanity, inhumanity. Humanity inhuman. Interesting, righty wrongs. Error, unforbidden, and I. Sever regrets, some memories, give and take. I think this kind of goes to show that Banyue is a character that isn't trying to just sever his past, but to kind of take, you know, both sides of it. Embrace the future while holding on to his past. He's kind of doing something that's very conflicting inside, but he is going to struggle through that anyways. Oh my goodness, it's so sick. Look at him, he's flipping all his fighting moves. No good deed is too small to do. And notice that the subtitle for that is different. You is primarily white and then red and yellow. And then this one, these are his real thoughts, I believe. No good deed is too small to do. Misses his new self, what he truly believes how it is. And that's what gives him the strength to fight on. Fate is not set in stone. Which one is me? And it's just me. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. So, okay. This is like essentially the same shot of him in the beginning where he was all destroyed. Man, this is him rebuilt anew. And he's waking up. That's so sick. Alright, what a brilliant EP. I milked this for 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you watched this far, well, clearly you enjoyed the content. So leave a like, and would like to know what you think in the comments down below. Are you gonna be pulling Banyue? Is he a skip? The Void Hunter? He should won this next patch. They've been trying to sell her like crazy. Trailers, they got a whole event where you date her. They are really going all in trying to get everyone to fall in love with this girl. And the funny thing is it's working. Because as we all know, I'm not dedicating all my posts to Banyue. I'm trying to pull her. But I would very much like Hoivers to throw me a bone for the one time. Give me an early. Give me an early. I've lost for too many 50-50s. It has to even out. You had to start giving me earlies. Go on, Hoivers. Come on, VZZ dev team. You guys can see my UID. You just do it. Just give a hint from GZ devs. Go in. I know you watch my content. I know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just, absolutely delusional. But if you're out there, hey, just go to my account, flip the switch that makes me get earlies and win 50-50s and just make it a streamer account with this insane luck. If you guys ever watch Pash play Genshin Impact way back in the day, but every other single pull he was getting 5 stars. Just do that to me. Please, I need some luck. Anyways, ignoring all that, thank you so much for watching, guys. I already asked you to like the video and leave a comment down below. Let me know your plans on Banyue. Let me know what you thought. Did I miss anything? And if you are somehow unsubscribed, you're not subscribed somehow, please hit that sub button, down notification, let you know when I upload more content. Because I cover Zenless on Zero, I cover a bunch of Godzigans. We are going to be looking at a bunch of other ones in the future. Archetypes and the field these out in January. We will be covering that. I'm so excited. Anyway, with that one, hope you all had a good one. Remember, it's a legend, so I will see you all next time. Bye!